Well, at any rate, it's a beautiful day here in Reno Tahoe. We hope that it's a beautiful day for all of you too. And if you've been following some of these storms in the west, this is the snow that has been coming down. This is the beautiful lakefront area of the Hyatt Regency Lake Tahoe, one of the hotels that we oversee and promote. We are Reno Tahoe because we have all the beautiful hotels you can see behind me, as well as all the way up to the lake in a beautiful part of North Lake Tahoe, Nevada. And we're just excited that winter's here, but let's make this a little bit more welcoming, shall we? Let's maybe dust off some of the snow and light the fire. Isn't that a little bit better? You know, we can all be a little more comfortable here with some heat and look out on the lake and the mountains surrounding it. Um, as we go into our webinar here, I just wanted to make sure that everybody that's on the call that may have not attended one of our Reno Tahoe webinars before understands how we like to do things. So we'll jump in with new destination updates. We're going to talk about the unique attributes of our hotel, a hotel community, and some of the awesome offsites, group excursions. Of course, we're going to do some air service updates for you as well. And then we like to have a little quiz at the end where we get to test your knowledge on what you've learned during our webinar. We try to keep it short, about 25, 30 minutes. And you can use the chat throughout if you'd like. We're going to collect all those questions that may come in or comments, and Patty will let us know at the end. And we can also follow up with you on individual basis if we didn't get to your question. The quiz questions at the end, you'll want to email me, not using the chat, right? Because people can see your answers. But you're going to email me separately, and then we have some awesome chances to win cool prizes. So keep your ears on for some little updates as we go through the webinar, and I'll try to give you some hints as to what the questions will be and the answers. All right, well, while we're paused here, we appreciate your dedication to the meetings business. Prestige planners, we know that there's things keeping us all up at night. We get it. Rates, competition for space, unpredictable attending numbers, air service, the list goes on. But we're grateful to see so much confidence in our industry and everything really moving in the right direction. So, as I said, we're in the heart of our amazing winter season. What you're looking at here in the top left-hand corner is a typical sunrise over Ski Mount Rose Tahoe. That Mount Rose resort is one of the closest of the 12 ski resorts in Lake Tahoe to Reno. So just 20 minutes from hotel lobby to ski lift line. As you're in Reno itself, you can see the ski runs on the side of this mountain. So Ski Mount Rose Tahoe, that could be a quiz question later, so keep that in mind. On the top right, you'll find amazing places for group team building. This is a snowshoeing excursion called Chickadee Ridge, where you'll find within about a mile hike in on snowshoes, little curious mountain chickadee birds. They'll come land in your hand. They're pretty hungry this time of year. You may have some little bird seed and things like that to lure them in, but even without that, you'll hear these birds, and it's just such an amazing experience. All right, well, we're going to kick it off here and jump right in and talk about Reno Tahoe's capacity. We are a mountain western destination that is kind of a hidden gem. It could be that something new, something unique for your groups to try. If you've got 50 people, an elite resort retreat oriented meeting, we can do that. If you have 15,000 people that needs a 600,000 square foot convention center and 15,000 rooms within 15 minutes or less of our airport and our convention center, we have that too. There's over 1 million square feet of total meeting space in our city, and as well as that huge convention center, which we own and manage. We service it, we sell it, we can provide a lot of flexibility with super competitive pricing and packages because we oversee that. All right, now we could go into square footage and hotel room counts, and that logistical information will always be important. We understand that, but we did not want to put you to sleep today. So what we're going to talk about is unique attributes within our hotels that groups can leverage for on-site activities where you don't need transportation. There's really cool things happening in our properties. The quality is amazing. So what you're looking at here is a 164-foot climbing wall that's right on the side of the Whitney Peak Hotel. And as you come to this property in downtown, it is adjacent right to our biggest little city in the world, iconic Reno Arch. You'll find awesome meeting space here. They also have a 1,000-person on-site concert venue. This used to be a gaming property. They took the gaming out. There's now a bouldering park inside. So they rent out the climbing shoes, the climbing harnesses. You do not have to go to the top of the building. That's kind of scary. I've done the first little ledge there, which is a 30-foot auto belay. It's so fun. On-site team building, just built right into Whitney Peak Hotel. And next up, the Row, which is a tri-property 3-tower complex that's under the Caesars umbrella. There's 4,100 total guest rooms between these 3 properties, Silver Legacy, El Dorado, and Circus Circus. And it's really a convention home run. And one of the unique venues there is the Circus Circus Midway. So this can be used by groups up to 1,000 on flow. And you've got midway games, live acts, just something totally different and unique, and it's right there. All right. Now we're going to talk about a different non-gaming property. First, we had Whitney Peak, and now we have the Renaissance Reno and their amazing bocce ball lounge. So Renaissance Reno Downtown Hotel and Spa, they used to be a gaming property too. Now it's a Renaissance, of course, by Marriott. And their bocce ball courts are super cool. One of the largest bars and really cool skee ball, shuffleboard, ping pong. They have awesome bocce ball courts on their outdoor patio as well. As you can see in this picture on the bottom right, it is right along our beautiful Truckee River. That's a 120-mile river that comes right from the mouth of Lake Tahoe through the center of our city and then out into the high desert. All right, and just so you know, that bocce at Renaissance could be a quiz question. So remember that, Renaissance and bocce, Renaissance bocce. Okay. Next up, the Nugget Casino Resort. This is situated in our sister city, Sparks. You wouldn't know that you went from Reno to Sparks. It's about 5 minutes east of downtown. So this is a 1,400 room property. And what you're looking at in the bottom right hand is 8,500 seat outdoor amphitheater. This property is brand new, door to door, floor to floor, they like to say. And it's a great convention option at 1,400 rooms. We're just super excited to see them coming up with really unique venues. And pretty much May to October, you can do things outside. It's very fitting to use the outdoors when you're meeting in Reno Tahoe because the weather is just so consistent and sunny, 300 days of sun on average. All right, we're going to round this out with another huge convention hotel called the Grand Sierra Resort. And as you can see here, they have some amazing venues on site. So there's some unique group options. Lex is their Vegas-style nightclub, complete with indoor swimming pool, which is more for show. You don't really go swimming in it. They also have a 50-lane bowling alley, aqua driving range, and a 2,700 luxury seat grand theater, which is awesome for those like corporate product reveals or keynote addresses. Just something totally different. Huge 1-acre stage. Okay, waiting in the wings, we've had Hassan Azam, and he's from our Reno Tahoe International Airport. I'm going to let him take it away. His co-pilot Trish Tucker isn't with us today, but I'm going to let Hassan bring you up to speed on everything that has to do with our expanding air service.
Thank you, Marcus, and good morning, everyone, and good afternoon to the folks on the East Coast. We have a lot going on at Reno Tahoe International Airport, so let's dive right in. Next slide, please. So as you may or you may not know, Reno Tahoe International Airport recovered a little faster than the rest of the United States during the pandemic. And currently, if we look at the numbers for January 2023, we're about 7% higher than the same period in 2019. So we are ahead of the game. We're better than 2022, 2021 as well. Things are heading the right direction. So during the pandemic, while everybody else was losing air service, for a while we did too, but we came back very quickly. We added a couple of new airlines, and then 6 new destinations. So there are not a lot of airports out there that can say that. So next slide, please. I'll combine these talking points in the next slide. So this is our glorious route map. Currently, we have 20 nonstop destinations on 12 different airlines. And that not only includes low cost, ultra low cost, but also the legacy airlines that give you capability of one-stop options to virtually anywhere in the United States. And with the affiliation of Star Alliance, One World, and SkyTeam, which is our global alliances, you can get to the major hubs all over the world. One of the recent airlines we added is Spirit Airlines. They started back in August, and Sun Country was the second one. They do run charters for our Caesars group, but they brought in scheduled service as well, and they plan to return. If you look at the West Coast, we're fairly served, very well served in the LA Basin region and Northern California, but pretty much all the major hubs have nonstop flights to Reno. That includes your Dallas, Fort Worth on American, Houston Intercontinental on United, Salt Lake City on Delta, and so on and so forth. Next slide, please. This is a route mapping tool that helps visitors or originators to go on our website and identify which routes they can take if they want to fly to a certain destination. It'll provide all the itineraries that are available. And not only that, but it also gives you an opportunity to click on your option and go directly to the airline website to book the flights. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's just for the Reno originators. You can also use this for visiting passengers as well. A very good tool that we have experienced from hotel partners and our CVB partners that they utilized in the past. It was gone for about a couple of years, but we reintroduced it with a different company, a little more enhanced product on a brand new website. Next slide, please. So as you know, Reno Tahoe International Airport is known for ease of access, situated in the heart of the Reno Tahoe region, surrounded by all the hotels. You come to Reno, land at Reno Airport, and be in your hotel property within 15 minutes in your robes. And that is the ease of access. And this kind of customer experience is something we want to keep. However, our terminals are about 40 years old, so we want to give it a little facelift, starting with our ticketing lobby. So our ticketing lobby project is underway, and we plan to expand it out so we have a better customer experience with traffic flow eased up. Additionally, it'll give us access, or it'll give access to airlines to enter the Reno Tahoe regions, all 3 or 4 that we don't have right now. We have pretty much all the major airlines. The next project is going to be a car rental experience. That's another thing we heard from our partners that has 5 stars because you land, you get your car keys, and go across the street in the garage and get your car, and you're out. And this is something we want to keep, even though we are moving our car rental space, but it's just moving just to the north of the terminal. Again, a very walkable access. Next slide, please. So this is one of the major construction projects that we have. After we're done with the terminal ticket lobby expansion, car rental reconstruction, and a couple of other small projects that's going to enhance the traffic flow and ease of access, we are going to build new terminals. Like I mentioned earlier, they're 40-year-old terminals. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad from any angle, but we want to make sure that we keep up with the rest of the United States and the new airports. That project is probably going to begin in a few years. There's still a lot of things that we have to manage before we get into that, but we have an approval from airlines. It's going to create additional gate capacity for airlines to bring in more planes, and it's going to have a better customer experience with a lot more and enhanced concessionaires. And it is going to give you much more a 21st century feel. Not that we're not in 21st century, but it's going to be a very modern airport, and we're building it out for the next 40 years. So with that, Marcus, if there are any questions, please let me know, and I'll be happy to answer after this webinar.
Thanks so much, Hassan. And we see your landing gear starting to pull up there and your wheels up. And as you know, you're welcome to stay on, and we're going to collect any questions, and we can always follow up with you to get answers straight from you for our prestige planners and prestige clients. Thank you for your time. And I just want all the listeners to know, Hassan, Trish, their team, if you ever have any hesitancies about the air service and lift into Reno Tahoe, I have worked directly with them on your behalf to pull zip codes of where your attendees are focused, and they've created heat maps. We've created really robust tools for you and decision makers to understand just how easy it is, how you get to Reno Tahoe, and all the flights that we have that you can leverage. And we appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, Hassan, we'll see you later, and we're going to keep moving on. Excellent. Okay. Well, prestige planners and prestige clients, we're going to jump right back in to our last three convention hotels and their unique group attributes. So why don't you just, pretend you're in one of these comfy, luxurious leather boardroom chairs at the Peppermill Resort. Kick up your feet. Just settle in. We're almost there, folks. Okay. So Peppermill Resort, Spa and Casino. This has amazing resources for groups. So this includes in-house AV team that is second to none. They have a professional film team that can literally assist you and your group clients with production grade pre-event marketing videos to help with attendee registration and draw. What's even better, the Peppermill utilizes their own underground geothermal power to heat all the water on the resort. This is a real bonus, as you can imagine, for those sustainability conscious and STEM groups, environmental groups. They even do tours of their geothermal operation. So keep in mind, this on-site geothermal operation could be a quiz question for Peppermill. All right, just giving you a little hint there. Okay. Next up, less than a mile from the Peppermill and attached to the 600,000 square foot Reno Sparks Convention Center is the Atlantis Casino Resort and Spa. So when you, as a group, discover all the amazing spa treatments that are on this property, the amenities, their year-round pools, meeting delegates can focus on relaxation after a hard day of conferencing. That's the point we wanted to make here. And their first class spa is just one of the best in Northern Nevada and best in the US. And it's been recognized by Forbes Travel Guide as a 4-star designation. That might also be a quiz question, Atlantis and the Forbes recognition. So keep that in mind. And as you can tell, a lot of our properties are independents. The best thing about that is they're dedicated to working with planners and booking group business and building that base for the future. The other great part, they've all invested heavily in their room product, lobbies, meeting space, restaurants, amenities. So the quality goes toe-to-toe with all the big brands out there. Okay, we could not leave you without a little bit of Lake Tahoe fun. And here we are. This is more of a fall picture of that earlier fire pit that we saw at the Hyatt and their lovely pier that leads right out into the north shores of Lake Tahoe. The most unique aspect of this property is the Hyatt's exclusive Lake Tahoe shoreline. So year-round, groups can enjoy adventures, the scenic beauty of Lake Tahoe via the outdoor space that the Hyatt has right on the 500 feet of shoreline that they have. Areas like the cottage greens above the private beach, the lakeside ballroom, their Lone Eagle Grill restaurant, which groups do buyouts for breakfast all the time. The other neat thing about this property is it's just 45 minutes from the Reno Tahoe International Airport. So when you're thinking about some of these other mountain destinations where you've got a 1.5 hour transfer time, a 2 hour transfer time, This is well inside that 1 hour paying threshold for groups that want that intimate resort retreat, but don't want the long transfer times or the expensive cost of transportation to get there. This property had softly announced that they were going to be closing the lakeshore portion of their hotel in April of 2023. That has been postponed. So they are planning on some renovations and beautification to the areas that are along the shores of the lake, but that is now not occurring until the beginning of April 2024. And that is going to be approximately a 2-year process. Hyatt manages this property. They have owned it for years. Recently, it has been sold to one of the co-founders of Oracle, Larry Ellison, and that is precipitating some of these beautification projects. But you're good for now. We all book into the future. We know that. So we just wanted to make you aware of that this project is not taking place just yet. And we thought it was, but it isn't. Okay. Hey, prestige planners, prestige clients. What we want to talk about now is some of our unique meeting venues. The best part about this link is it will list off all of the wonderful, unique offsite venues, what their max capacities are. It will hot link you to them. Make a note of this really cool URL. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a quick rundown of some of the best ones that we have. Some are in downtown Reno, like this one. You can do 500 attendees at their rooftop, which is the picture we were just looking at, or you could rent out the whole museum. It is Nevada's only accredited art museum. There's 4 floors. It's beautiful. There's rotating art exhibits that come in from all over the world. And they're just have a really awesome on-site restaurant as well. And this is right in downtown. Next up, National Automobile Museum, the Hare Collection. More than just a car museum, this is like the history of the automobile. Bill Harrah's personal car collection is in here. There's so many cars that he acquired from different movie stars. You take a walk back in time to like Model A Fords all the way to Tesla Model Ys. You can have group events here from 50 all the way up to 1,200. This is right along the shores of the Truckee River. They just put in this awesome outdoor patio area with fire pits. The U.S. Conference of Mayors met here earlier in May. It was just wonderful. So 4,100 rooms are walkable to this museum as well. Next up, the National Bowling Stadium. Of the 4 convention facilities that Visit Reno Tahoe manages, this is another one. So this was built for the United States Bowling Congress. There are 87 lanes. You have so much opportunity in here for groups up to 1,400 can enjoy this wonderful property. And it's, again, walkable from over 5,000 rooms right in downtown. Okay, next up, Ranch Hara. Groups of 500 plus. Love this iconic landmark. This was one of Bill Harrah's facilities that he had for horseback riding. It has now been acquired, obviously, and they have an amazing Sierra Nevada mountain views, outdoor spaces that are just stunning. This is 10 minutes from our convention center. As you can see, groups leverage this. They'll load up.
Marcus, your audio went out.
How about that? Am I back?
There you go. You're back.
Thank you, Patty. So picking back up here at the Greater Nevada Field, the Reno Aces ballpark. This is an awesome location where the Reno Aces play. They are the development farm team for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So you can do things even on the field for up to 1,000. And baseball season runs mid-April through September. You can buy, individual group blocks of box seats. They have 5 venues around the main ball field that you can leverage like this that incorporate the outdoors. You'll see sunsets of the Sierra Nevada mountains. Just wonderful. Okay, now prestige planners and prestige clients, before we finish up, we want to talk about some group excursions. Again, many of these occur outside. So fun. You're looking at Lake Tahoe once again. Now, you think about cities that offer breweries. Yes, Reno has those. River walks, Reno has that. Golf, 50 golf courses within 90 minutes of Reno. There are some things that are even more wow than this. You kind of come to expect these things from most cities. So let's get into some that are really different and super unique. Try Lake Tahoe boat cruise for 400 people, including food and beverage. This is just a wonderful way to have people of all levels of activity be able to enjoy the lake, get the scenery in, and do something that will be memorable for years to come. As you can see, this is a vast mountain lake. It's 1,600 feet deep, folks. So you can actually go out on the lake year round. It does not freeze over. There's all kinds of different watercraft, catamarans, different private yachts, and different boats that can be rented for groups. So lots of different flexibility there to get out on the lake, and only 40 minutes, less than an hour from Reno proper. Okay, if you have got an adventurous group, perhaps an incentive where activities are actually part of the programming, you can do cycling, of course, road, mountain bike trails, and these cool paved paths with awesome mountains in the backdrop and along beautiful little rivers and streams. One of my favorites. I'm a mountain biker, so I'm kind of partial to this one. And then, of course, it kind of goes without saying, we have skiing, snowboarding, anything having to do with snow. And usually our ski season is November through April, but sometimes the mountains will have operations on the weekends, even through July. So highest concentration of ski resorts, 12 ski resorts in the area. And of course, you've got other options too, like cross-country skiing, skate skiing. Snowmobiling is a wonderful way to get out and get your group just out and about, have a meal, have just amazing views, and just super cool time. Okay. I didn't know if anybody understands about the West here, but a lot of these wild horses actually are in the state of Nevada and around Reno. There's 70,000 free roaming wild horses and burros in our region. There are 4 tour providers, so there's lots of options. You can also do some of these things yourself. Just 30 minutes north of Reno, the National Wild Horse and Burro Center at Palomino Valley will welcome you too. Just some really neat things, historical things too. I want to just bring up a little bit about our DMCs that are in the area. Of course, your internal teams might want to plan this as well, the Prestige, but this is a glimpse at basically like a Burning Man festival-esque activity that a group did. Burning Man is a huge art festival that draws 70,000 people about an hour and a half north of Reno every September. And they wanted to theme out their event like this and did this just outside of Reno too. So just totally unique and completely different things. You can rely on the infrastructure of artists that we have that live here year round, art that they build, art that you can experience in the city. And here's another option too. Old West is right here. At the time in the 1860s, Virginia City was where gold and silver was found. In today's money, there were about $10 billion worth of gold and silver that came out of here. This helped finance the North beating the South in the Civil War. This town is basically the way it was in the 1860s. There's 1,000 residents. This is 35 minutes from Reno. If you wanted to do something with the Old West theme, you wouldn't have to go broke with decor. You just get the coaches, put on your jeans, get your cowboy hat, and this is all just waiting for you right here. And the townspeople all dressed in 1860s clothing. You can really theme it out and just have a super fun time. We hear all the time that groups love the Virginia City option. Okay, you've been so patient. we're coming up on that 30-minute time schedule. So I wanted to start the little quiz, and we're almost finished here, folks. So again, email me your quiz responses. Everybody, Prestige planners and clients, you're all eligible to win. So what I like to say is like the first 10 to respond with correct answers to all the questions will win a prize, but I've been known to give out more than just 10 prizes. I'll just let you know that. So here's my email, mjohnson@renotahoeusa.com. Okay, let's do the first question. See if you got your memory caps on. What Lake Tahoe ski resort, the closest out of 12 to Reno, did we mention at the beginning of the presentation? All right. And question number 2, Whitney Peak Hotel has a bocce ball lounge. True or false? True or false? Okay. Question number 3, how does the Peppermill Resort Spa Casino heat all of its water on property? All right, question number 4. What Reno hotel had its spa recognized by Forbes Travel Guide as a 4-star spa? All right. Well, here's a little recap. And something that Patty and I work out is she'll let me know everybody who is on the call, and I'll send out the quiz questions to give everybody a fair shot. I wouldn't want to leave anyone out. I know I go kind of quick on these quiz questions. So we really appreciate it, Prestige Global Meeting Source. You guys are the best. Your clients rock. We're so happy that your planners were on today. Email your answers into me, mjohnson@renotahoeusa.com. Before we leave you, I just wanted to say how well staffed we are with regional directors of sales in each of the markets that are really important to us. Our sellers are in the backyards with you. We have representation in California, in Sacramento, LA, Dallas, Texas, St. Louis, Missouri, Chicago, Illinois, Atlanta, and then also DC. And you see some of my lovely colleagues here. We're all here to help you. I'm a great place to start for initial destination conversations. I'm more on the lead generation side. So once we have an RFP together, you'll be introduced to some of these beautiful folks that will help you run it through the end zone and get you what you need here. We have some awesome incentives to get you and your clients here. Come See Fly Free is an awesome promotion that includes air. All you have to do is pack a bag. We are a destination that's easy to do business with. There's less red tape in Reno Tahoe. We have hotels that are committed to working with planners. I've been your wonderfully proud presenter today, Marcus Johnson. Thank you for keeping Reno Tahoe in your thoughts. We look forward to welcoming you and your group soon. I'm going to stop sharing and I'll let Patty chime in. Maybe there's different questions that have come up.
Sure. Thanks so much for your presentation. That was a wonderful overview. Let's just see if anybody has any questions for you right now. And if not, you might be getting some questions later. You know how that goes.
Absolutely, Patty.
Yes. So thank you so much for presenting this morning. And if any questions come up that I get, I will send your way. Otherwise, I think we're all set. I think you'll be getting questions as they roll out.
Thank you so much. Good luck on the quiz.
Yes. Thanks so much for today. And we appreciate everyone tuning in and have a wonderful afternoon.